Another beautiful day and Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim faithful. I know say on a day fine. I know say on they enjoy the celebration and here not to celebrate it and not to wish them well as so that they celebrate today. My name is Precious and you're welcome to Update with Precious. I say make I bring on in the spirit of the holidays some good news. They go help and relax well as the holiday they go on. So we get a lot of holiday celebration where they go on, because of the celebratory mood. It is some buzzballs where they, in tune with the celebration what I go like we could talk about. But before then, I'll let you in on the guests and where I get today. So three of my guests will be joining me today. I get Prince Francis Chilaka, Mr. Kenobi, and Barrister Asim Adams. And going to join me one at a time for Inside the Show this evening. But make a first of all welcome Prince Francis Chilaka as he did here with us. Prince Francis Chilaka, good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome to Salah.
Your
I'm still
face,
expecting my,
your face, yeah. It's
I'm
a,
still expecting my salami.
as Malaja Wabi, we are going
It
to make
doesn't matter. As APC woman leader,
I don't resign from that position since why I give better I do. She bond card for me for the position.
you
No
don't
more.
resign.
I don't resign. Sis. I don't watch my hand come up for their matter like Pontius Pilate, my brother. I know they do again. Welcome to the show. So I hope you're enjoying your holiday. You look refreshed. You look I mean that those of us
I've not seen salami, but I've just been sleeping.
well, where all those are Muslim brothers, you should better start bringing salami to that.
Precious, there's no money. They're
Okay.
suffering too much. Even
Oh.
chicken, some people don't see to kill.
Ew, they don't see chicken kill, make them kill pomo now or kill fish or kill now. Anything you kill. So Prince Charles is still like before others join us on the show today. I just feel like I tell you something. So there was a little drama on Arise Television today. I like to give you a protocol of things that happen. There was a little drama on Arise Television today when Ibi say Leroy Lainka will be the spokesperson for the FCT minister, Nyesom Wiki, come to Arise Television for right of response to respond to Chibike Amechi interview for Arise Television on the things that when talk. Say Chibike been don't talk, say he been react to waiting Amechi talk when he talk, say he insinuates Amechi lie by saying that um people are hungry, that he too is hungry. Come say na just hunger for politics now in the drum. Don't be saying hungry, they catch them because how can a governor for 8 years, a speaker for 8 years, a minister for 8 years, where you get access to billions of naira, come talk say you they hungry, but I don't want to play the basketball. So for those who they wonder this gist, just go into my video session. I just post them now. I give you details of the basketball. So I make I just summarize them to you sharp. So the guy came in today, and then in that process, after that interview, when Wiki talk those things, say, oh, why Wiki go talk like that? Then about to said something on the show, one of their shows, that Wiki is uncouth and he's rude with the way he speaks. That whether he likes it or not, Amici remains his boss. And he will show some small respect. Even for the interview where Amici even gets, Amici talk and say, oh, say Wiki no see him like say anybody help him. Say nobody make him governor, nobody help him to be local government chairman, nobody help him to be anything. Say only I'm nine waka come. So it was like talk of war today on Arise TV. If you see the Gbasgbos, it didn't say my page. And I want to ask something. There was something that I picked out from what Mr. Lero Lainka said. That how can Amechi, Chibika Amechi, insinuate that he's hungry? Somebody who was in government for 23 years, who's had access to funds. I won't understand. Does it mean that waiting people where they office there, where person we don't get access to public funds, where they live on public funds since for 23 years, only 2 years when you don't get access to public funds, you don't they complain, say they're hungry. I say make I ask you, does it mean that now waiting everybody with the government they do? So anytime when they government, all their life, no only our money they use. And then once they come out, they no can get their own savings again. Is that expected in an
Uh,
ideal environment?
Precious, in the
Sir?
spirit, in the spirit of Barka de Salah,
Okay,
I
sir.
don't want to, I don't want to talk politics. Let me talk like I'm now.
Okay.
I don't want to talk politics,
You know, but you go fit talk to small children, Abi. Sorry. Yes.
but also I don't want to talk I don't want to talk to little children.
Okay,
But
sir.
I need to say something, which I think Nigerians need to know.
Okay.
The reason why you see people do everything to get into power is not because they want to serve the people. It's
I
about
mean, she voted it too.
it's
He even
about the
said that.
largesse. It's about the largesse that comes with that office.
Hmm.
You walk around the whole country and check people. Let me start from councillors. Check those who have been councillors since we returned into this democratic dispensation or this democratic rule. Go and check them and tell me which of them do you see remaining as they were when they entered into that office. So if an ordinary councillor can become a millionaire or billionaire, in quotes, overnight, just because he or she has walked the corridor of power, what do you think of a governor and then of a minister, of a senator, and a member of the House?
Okay, so make I ask you another one very quickly.
Now, I'm coming now. No, sorry.
Okay.
Hold on.
I surrender.
You see, let us also not take what Amechi said out of context.
Okay.
When Amechi said he's hungry, he's not referring to himself as Chibika Amechi. Don't forget that right now the likes of Chibika Amechi, the likes of El-Rufai, everybody is talking about how poorer the Nigerian people have become. So when you see people talk of I am hungry, they are saying that those around them are very, very hungry. Because the moment you become a politician, if you were feeding 5 mouths before you became a politician, the moment you become a politician and get into power, you'll be feeding 1,000 mouths. Okay. So if you don't have to give them, it means you are hungry.
Okay. All right. So before I go to the headlines or hot topics where I get for today, make I quickly ask you, what's your response or reaction to what Ruben Abati said that Wike is uncouth and rude and also hubris? Now, the reason I ask this question is because, say, people we don't chronicle Wike political career don't mention, say, almost everybody we in don't make for a chain of growth. In don't one way or the other insult them. From the Orderlies of this world to the Jonathans of this world to the even which is the Conduses of this world, and all of those people, in don't get problem with them. Does that make him a rude person?
The Nigerian politics is no respecter of anybody.
Okay.
They say power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So you have quite a number of politicians who are reasonable, who think out of the box, who look back and say, oh, while I was climbing up, this man provided a ladder for me to climb. What you see playing out, especially in the south now, if I say south, I mean south, southeast, southwest. What you see playing out with the kind of politicians we have is that we have built monsters and we call them human beings. And because they are monsters, monsters have no respect, no regards for anyone. So the entire South, once you make small money, you no longer realize those who held the ladder for you to climb up. But you see, the difference between a Southern politician, and a Northern politician is that it is very, very rare for you to see a Northern politician come out to throw stones at anyone that has helped to take him up the ladder of success. Even in the corporate world, it is difficult in the North, but in the South, we have thrown away morality. We have thrown away everything that makes us different to the dogs. So it's a matter of how much you have and how much you're ready to throw around. And if you throw around the money, people come around you, so you become a demigod. And that's what's happening in the South. So,
right, so
answering your question, yes, everybody knows that Wike is a very rude man.
Oh, wow, he is?
His rudeness is up there. If you had followed the 2023 campaigns leading up to the elections, go back on YouTube and watch a lot of Wike's interviews. You will understand that Wike is one man who speaks as if there is nothing to hold. He holds no, he holds back. There are no barriers. So he just speaks whatever comes to his mind at that time. So I am one of those saying that it is high time the president stops this weekly or monthly press review or press conference or press whatever he's doing. He is spending the taxpayers' money unnecessarily. Because a lot of these people who come out and appear as pressmen or TV stations or radio stations, they are not asking questions that they should ask. Rather, it is the envelope they are collecting that makes more sense to them.
Okay. All right. So let's quickly dive into other issues. Let me quickly remind Nigerians what we're going to talk about this evening. When I welcome to the show, thank you so much for joining us. So this evening for Inside the Show, we'll look at different things that happen for Nigeria. Make a begin name them one by one. First of all, Akwa Ibom Governor don't finally join APC from PDP. Remember, so this one happened after his daughter accused and say Naim killed their mama will be the first lady of Akwa Ibom State. This way, not be me caption and this way. Now the way we be People's Gazette use caption and Meanwhile, one of the commissioners, I think the commissioner for special duties or something like that, talk say, hey, no, they do, gree follow am go APC, so in can resign, come up from inside the office. As I'm talking to you like this, the who is who's of APC full inside Akwa Ibom State right now for inside this the camping where be say they happen for inside Akwa Ibom State because everybody will be high and mighty for inside for inside APC, they inside Akwa Ibom State now to make sure say they welcome Governor Eno into APC. As I dey even talk to you, Seth, right now. In fact, even President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, him be no fit dey there in person, in flesh and blood. He watch them spiritually because videos dey up and when they watch them when they do the camp. He just they make sure he monitor the camp for TV to make sure say they go on well. But then let's move on. As we still they talk about this matter, Seth, make I just tell you, see, even as in the spirit of moving from one place to the other, moving from APC to PDP, sorry, PDP to APC. Okay, so the Akwa Ibom governor Gongo can give 550 of his constituents them 250 million naira. So I'm not gonna take. I don't leave PDP. Make a throw at this one. Not gonna use whole body, right? Okay. But then let's move to other issues. Gatinobu don't give us a salam message. Our president, the one of the country, say toughest days don't pass us. That is the time so it is too hard. It don't pass. Now no go feel meet them again. Tinubu don't assure Nigerians for inside in Idel Kabere message. Senate committee don't reaffirm Tinubu's commitment to local capacity growth. That one saved it. Meanwhile, it get to do with drug abuse and drug usage. Unizik students jump from three-story building, die after in consume hard drugs, according to them, say allegedly. Now, Chibika Amechi don't talk again. He said the main thing where they drive this current administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in Hukwa tribe, in Hukwa religion. Say now the two things where they drive this administration. That tribe religion is driving the current government of Tinubu. Okay. Then we'll move on. Oh, PDP don't they beg Peter Obi dark beg come back to us now. Return to our party. We need you. We need you. Say this news don't they happen before now. I don't they tell them and say, some kind of people them like Shego maybe not the hint and say it would be important maybe to be come back. Well, that is happening already. Meanwhile, Makinde don't canvass for single term of 6 years for president and governors. Say make dem just do single term of 6 years because I feel like say this double term of thing just dey confuse them. Once they enter office, they need to concentrate to work. The next thing wey they concentrate to do to the politic of the next time when they go win again. As e still get to do with Salah, PDP don't tell APC say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu be truthful, end profligacy. Try use this period where e be say they use pray. Try end profligacy. Use am make e dey tell the truth. Now waiting APC, the PDP, they tell the federal government of Nigeria. Kidnapper snatch lawyer, his engineer from home in Delta State. And a lawyer and his engineer, yes, from Delta State. Meanwhile, Nigeria will bounce back if citizens pray, do the right thing. Lagos Deputy Governor don't talk up. See, Nigeria will bounce back if we wanna pray. Oh, I know they pray enough. Now make things tough like this. You guys don't pray. You don't pray. Watch and pray, as the Bible says you should. And then I want us to touch on what Attorney Ferris said about this administration because I've been known they won't do a special report on them. And then one of the chieftains of Attorney Fair, I think their spokesperson, when named Justice, I don't forget another surname, been speak with Arise Television and he map out clear indices which show say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don't feel woefully. But presidency answered him, say no. In fact, he called them rebellious Afenifere. And then Afenifere can answer presidency back. Say, if you think so, would they rebellious? Remember, say, you've been joining Afenifere because we like the way we be say would they use fight for the rights of the people. So, and you join us during the military regime. So if you think say we don't they rebellious now, it be like say you don't become military regime with that now. Like me could not be rebellious. So they answer Presido well. I feel like me could touch on those things a bit because say it a good make could come out propaganda from other things when they happen. So for some of the things where Bisa Ferry talk, then talk say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu move Nigeria poverty from 38% where President Buhari live poverty level, carry and go 58%, abi 54%. Say na 54% of Nigerians now 9 day hungry. From 38% wey be say Buhari leave am. E even talk say Buhari leave our debt, our gbese for 87 trillion naira. Say right now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don add 100 trillion on top of the gbese wey we owe without anything tangible wey we dey use and do. Come say every aspect of human life, every indices of human life, say this administration don alter am, don change am for the worse. So every aspect of our life, something dey bad wey dey happen. And it is shocking for a lot of people. So some people don't dey berate Afenifere say why they go get to rate the president like that, especially as it be said themselves, they be Igbo, they be Yoruba socio-cultural organization. Is it fair for the people where it be say supposed put mouth for talk for their own brother to come be the one where it be say go the cast aspersion for their brother government? These are some of the things where people don't they talk about this Afenifere thing and the interview where be say they hold and the outburst where they get for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration as it is score for a midterm scorecard. Prince Francis Chilaka, sorry sir, you be like say then take your lights. Never
No,
don't
no,
finish
no, I'm
again.
back.
Okay, sir. All right, sir. So if you hear everything what I talk about, just help me put my sharply for inside this Afenifere matter before we go to Peter Obi and other issues.
Well, talking about the Afenifere.
Your lights not they on. I don't know whether if it we need to see you. Just
All
just
right,
go on. Let
talking
me go and
about
you sharply.
Afenifere and the presidency. You know, the presidency subtly have become an attack dog. The presidency, nobody in the presidency wants you to say things the way it is in Nigeria today. They don't want you to criticize the government. They don't want you to have a different opinion about how this government is operating. And you know that the truth is that you cannot have genuine democracy if people do not criticize you. For instance, see what is happening in America. See what's happening between Donald Trump and what's his name again? The Twitter owner, Elon
Elon
Musk.
Musk.
Yeah,
Elon
see what is
Musk.
happening. It's a free economy. That's pure democracy.
They now they reveal each other's
Yes, that's pure
secrets.
democracy. You know. So, but why is it that in Nigeria you cannot say one word? You cannot say Jack, and then the attack dogs of Mr. President will come after you. And unfortunately, like my Southeast brother said, Okonkwo, you cannot defend this government for me without looking like an imbecile. And that's the truth. So if Afenifere, that is a body that the president has associated with in recent, and he's still, I'm sure he's still a member of Afenifere, if they're coming out to tell the presidency that, look, you have failed, they are speaking the mind of Nigerians. They are speaking the minds of those from the Southwest. Let me put it that way. They're speaking their mind. They're telling the Mr. President, what I expect Mr. President and his team to do is to sit back, go back to the drawing board, begin to check. What are these things people are pointing out? Why are people pointing these things out? How do we remedy this situation so that we can have a sane system? In Nigeria today, you don't have a sane system. The other day, I was pointing out something on a radio program, and I said, it is in this administration that I am seeing policemen on top of the bridge, mounting checkpoints on top of a bridge. And I'm asking, why would you mount a checkpoint on top of a bridge where people are supposed to be moving freely? If the area boys don't mount checkpoint, the police will mount checkpoint, last man will mount checkpoint, VIO will mount checkpoint. And you're making Nigerians, this government should think as if there is no box. You're making Nigerians want to pay for roadworthiness certificate. Meanwhile, the roads are not worthy. And then when people talk, you have attack dogs who come out, from different angles and start telling you what is not. We just today, Salah. I've been at home all day sleeping. All my Muslim friends couldn't kill a cow. They couldn't even kill a ram. Some don't even have chicken to kill. This is how bad it is. Last week, I remember I told you on your show last week that I went to shopping with my daughter, and a woman came and was picking up, all the intestines of a fish. Yes, I saw it with my own eyes. And then I decided to make inquiry, and I found out that other than the intestines of the fish, she goes around picking even from those who are selling beef, bones and all of that. So she goes home to cook with it just so that the children will have a taste or a feel of fish or chicken inside their soup or meat. So this is how bad things have become. So when people tell this presidency, you're not working, you're not doing the right thing, Nigerians are not feeling your presence, he shouldn't take it personal. His attack dogs shouldn't take it personal. But everybody, I mean, if you're in government, you pretend, because after all, the largesse is there, So the likes of his spokesmen, they don't even know what people are going through. If you want to really know whether Nigerians are happy or not, precious, take a drive to Lasut. At the gate, you will see more than 50 people lined up, different places waiting. The moment you come down or you drive in, they're meeting you, they're showing you prescriptions. They are pleading with you to, even some will tell you, please buy it for me. Just, there's the farm. Let's go to the pharmacy. If you can buy one or two for me.
Sure.
So what is it? What is it that the ordinary Nigerians are benefiting from this government? So tell me, is it electricity? The cost that has gone haywire? Is it transportation? Is it food? Is it housing? So what is it? Is it school fees? So if you have a government that these parameters are not being met, especially with the ordinary Nigerians who are earning between 35, 40, minimum of 70,000, how do you want them to survive? So a family of 5 in Nigeria can no longer survive. And you're telling me, you're telling them that they are renegades. No, nobody is a renegade. The truth of the matter is that Mr. President is not aware. Let me use that word. He's not aware of what Nigerians are truly going through. Because if he's aware, he would know that the complaints of the people should be addressed adequately. I've said it severally and I'll say it again. Nigeria is running close to a failed state. People say, oh, there's no anarchy. There's no trouble. There's no fight. No. The only thing that has kept Nigeria together from falling completely into a failed state is the resilience of the people. When you remove that, you would find out that things have gotten so bad.
So that means you feel that the Afenifere leadership may be very correct with their
They're not the only ones that have assessed. They are not the only ones that have assessed this government as a failure. They're not. Prominent Nigerians who speak truth to power have said it. But you also know why the presidency will feel bad that Afenifere is saying it. Because we have a country.
So one of the things
We have a country that is we have a country that is blinded by tribalism, ethnicity. So that is what they're looking at it
I
from.
was going to
Before now, before now, Isu Guzoro, the factional leader of Ezendibo, Ohaneze, if you remember, he was the first group that came out to endorse President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for second term. He was the first person to also come out and say, oh, this president has done marvelously well. But in recent times, he's been speaking something different. Because the hunger that has reached the doorstep of the ordinary Nigerians is getting to the doorsteps of the elite.
All right, sir. So one of the things that Afenifere said, then talk say, when presidency reply Afenifere, Sunday Diary reply Afenifere say the subsidy way the president promotes, say he don't save the country about $10 billion, something like that, 10 billion naira thereabout. When people can say, how can you say you're saving the country 10 billion repeatedly, and then you're now borrowing 100 trillion naira. How does it? See the government, you always defend the subsidy and how the thing don't lead us to saving a lot of money. Just like Chibika makes you ask, say, if we say we don't save a lot of money from subsidy, where the money there? Apart from sharing with governors, what else have you done with the money?
And
The things that we're supposed to do with that. Just like you mentioned education,
Precious,
healthcare, other
please
places.
don't get it totally wrong, and don't allow APC to confuse you. You understand? Now, what am I trying to say?
Yeah.
This government, if you recall, I keep saying we have leaders who don't remember what they say. Our leaders just say what they want to say at that point in time. They don't mean it. If a Nigerian leader tells you, I am guaranteeing your safety from Ikeja to Yaba, take a different direction.
Just like the fit tell us say they no go fit leave malaria go meet cancer. And the thing no be
So
true.
we see, this is a simple thing. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, announced the infamous subsidy is gone, he told us that the money saved from subsidy was going to be used for key infrastructural development. He talked about education. He talked about the welfare of the Nigerian people. He talked about transport, where they talked about CNG and all of that. He talked about housing. He talked about roads. Since it's 2 years down the line, this government has found it difficult to come straight and tell Nigerians how much they have saved from petroleum subsidy. And if anytime the governors are sharing money, let us know the money they share has nothing to do with the subsidy removal. The money they're sharing is the increased tax net, widened tax net that the government has adopted. The tax net where everybody's paying tax. You go and save your money in the bank, you pay tax. You withdraw your money from the bank, you pay tax. Those importing, paying from their nose. The things they have paid tax on that has been imported into the country, when you go to the market to buy it from the shelf of a supermarket, you are paying another tax. So
Right,
these are the funds that the governors are happily sharing. And the governors that are sharing it, they are not allowing the thing to go down to their people. Go to Imo State, for instance. There are some areas like Ubise Omaya Road and all of that. The governor has closed his eyes to it. And I know that Hope is doing that because he feels deep down that the people from Imo State, from Ubise, did not vote for him. So you find out that mindset of being shallow-minded, we're not running a kind of democracy that is encompassing, that is all-inclusive. No, we're running a government that is selective. Oh, these people voted me. Let me pay attention to them. These people didn't vote me, so ignore them. And then tomorrow, just like Wike, Hope Uzodinma is always on the news. He's always talking about projects. And the projects, the people of Imo State are not feeling it. Yet they're collecting so much money from the federation account. So what are they doing with it? So if the presidency feels, now there's so much money to share, it's one thing to share money, but it's another thing for that money to better the lives of your people. And that is what we're saying.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's quickly move to the issues that we have to attend to today. I think I have Mr. Kenobi joining us. Mr. Kenobi, thank you so much for joining us, and good evening to you. Mr. Kenobi,
Yeah,
here?
I'm here. Good to
Good
see
evening.
you.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining us.
brother.
Brother man,
Welcome to it. All right.
When
So let's get started with the conversation very quickly. So it happened today in Akwa Ibom State. So first of all, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu witnessed deporting, importing. How did they call them?
the camp.
Uh, the camping. Okay, thank you, sir, for the grammar. The camping of the Akwa Ibom State governor from PDP
Now,
to
bro, this
APC.
is why they look like one Reverend Father. Let it happen. You don't join them.
oh boy. I mean, I did my day. I beg. I don't join anybody. I
Because
beg.
you look like somebody who will go Benue and go help Father Alia.
I wish. Good to see you, bro.
All
Well
right,
done, eh?
all
Yes, sir.
right. Okay, so very quickly, the governor of Akwa Ibom State has officially now left the PDP to the APC today. Earlier this morning, he submitted his letter of resignation from the PDP to the ward chairperson, said Mr. Eno. He said same copy has been sent to the state and the national chairperson of the party. He said he joined the APC after several consultations to align the state with ruling party that controls the federal government. You know, they need to align with the center. They're very important. And then quoting him, he says, after completing the rounds of my consultations as your servant, whom you have elected to serve, I have therefore decided to progressively move to the party. In fact, make as I dey talk, and make they show you as our president, they enjoy as they watch it because he make sure saying they in watch the event in spirit, even though saying no feed there. Because all the who is who for inside APC today, or most of the governors, then full Akwa Ibom State today to witness this event. But those who no fit go there in person, like our president, you can see him watching it there. And even in media, people then come post and say, see, our Oga president is watching the Akwa Ibom State the campaign. We happen today. So, but one significant thing will happen for inside this event, amongst other things. I say one of the commissioners today just talk say he no go gree. Remember, say before now, if you don't want most of the commissioners and talk say any of them will no agree to the camp with them. Make them know when no say they no go agree join them to the APC. Say make them just go come and resign jejely because say they no go fit there with them. They work for them or they work for an administration. They no go gree for them politically. So one of the commissioners today, I think Commissioner for Information and Special Duties, in a Ememobong content and resignation letter to the governor or more after the letter dumped the people after the president dumped the People's Democratic Party. He himself come post am for a Facebook statement today, Friday. So according to him, he say the resignation are due to unwillingness to join the APC together with his erstwhile principal, Governor Umo. So say him and the governor they no share the same page for that kind of campaign. So because of that, I will show you the copy of the letter. Say, see, I'm here. The copy of the letter they here. So he put am, he talk say he no go fit, say in mind, in conscience, in belle no go fit let am make e follow in your back go join APC. But in all of this, I tell you, say the governor shared 250 million naira to some members of his constituents today in the spirit of moving from APC, PDP to APC today. This now the young man will be say resign from the administration saying maybe do again. And then it was like all party galore. Everybody be happy today. Say, we won a soul. APC said, don't welcome him. Tell them, say, you are welcome in the name of the Lord. They don't win one more soul to the state. So now they look for more souls to go. Like maybe Enugu State Governor will join. Maybe, in fact, Sim from Bara only be like, say, they really do sealed. And all of those. Make a Kukuma take a reaction. Oga, Ekene, welcome, sir. Put mouth for talk.
Hmm. Well,
It's too much of a good news, right? You
no,
don't know
no,
where
no,
to
no. I
start
mean,
from.
this thing
Sorry.
what happened today.
I
This
can imagine.
defection to APC. I mean, Governor Eno. It's not
Hmm.
it's a still news. The news don't old. Mm.
Yeah.
It don't.
Okay, because we don't wait for I'm tired.
I mean, it's been on the fringes for some time now. We don't they hear them, and
Hmm.
it's not new really, but a few questions, you know, are popping up, and those questions: one, does it mean that the kind of democracy we're running now, okay, the mindset of those who are into the political practice of Nigerian democracy is that if you don't join the federal in terms of being in the same political party with the president at any particular point in time, you will not get the benefit. Your state will not get the benefits that accrue to you and your state just because you
They
are.
say they get to join the center. Because even Delta State governor states the
That's what
same
I'm
thing too.
saying.
Say there is need for them to
I
align with
think
the
it's a
center.
very lazy way of um, putting out reasons to join. Because if we run a democracy that takes care of the state, even though I have described it that our type of democracy, when we copied from America, we didn't quite copy the right type of presidential democracy. Because in America, the president is in charge of federal activities, basically. All the states are independent of the federal. Every state have their own laws and how they do their thing. We didn't copy that. And so we have a pyramidal kind of system where everything cascades from the top to the bottom. And now this kind of excuse of if you don't join the party that the president belongs to, you might be missing from the dividends of democracy from the federal. I think I find that very annoying, to say the least, because that excuse is not tenable. I mean,
Okay, sir.
it doesn't make sense. However, this type of defection, this is a new style now. That, you know, in the past, when a governor wants to defect, a governor can defect for whatever reason best known to him, and the deputy might decide not to defect. Not to talk of those in the state assembly, and then the local government chairman. People might decide not to defect with the governor. But this time around, the practice now has become that they forced it on people. I mean, the governor will literally force everybody, threaten them, bully them, to say, look, if you don't follow me, resign, to be modest, or just disappear. I don't want to see you. And because people, I don't know the kind of politics we are practicing now that is devoid of any form of conviction and ideology, that those who are public servants, who said who claim that they are serving the people and that the people gave them mandate to serve them, have to follow, just on instruction, follow the governor wherever he's going to, whether it benefits them and the community that they think that they serve. I don't understand that. So this practice of, and it started with Delta State now, where he has to collapse the entire structure of the party and move everybody forcefully into the new party where he's going. I think it's a very dangerous practice. And now, Akwa Ibom State Governor Eno has also told the same line of practice. Okay, this young man, the young commissioner that, decided to resign, I think his name will be written on the sand of time as time goes on. For somebody,
hungry no go catch
it doesn't
am.
really
No
matter.
go dey power again.
You understand? Hungry no go. Waiting be hungry. Maybe you're thinking that he might even, and I tell you what, this is somebody, I think the guy played very smart, because when the APC implodes, everybody that is moving, it's not necessary that everybody will get, political positions or even getting the ticket, especially in 2027. So if a few gets the ticket, what happens to this motley crowd of individuals who are moving into a place that they don't have anything? If they moved by themselves and they were convinced that they were moving there, maybe they'll have a better reason. But if somebody drags them into that place just because of the position they're holding now and they don't want to relinquish the position, then you can only imagine what will happen to them when positions are shared by way of giving people tickets, and how many tickets are we talking about? You understand? So the party might, to say the least, might just implode after 2027.
Right.
You understand? Everybody will now find their way back. And the question I want to ask is, since they are making it look like any party the president belonged to at any particular point in time, that's where everybody would like to move, because this same reason Sheriff gave, and has given the same reason to say, oh, let's connect to the center. so that the state can get the right type of benefit. Are you telling me that if peradventure any other party wins in 2027 presidential election, that is, every other party, all these people that have moved to APC will now move to that party saying the same thing?
It's connection. You connect again. You connected before to center. You now
So,
connect again to,
so in all of this
center need
shenanigan
dey
going
finish.
on, where is the benefit for the people? And that's the question. Because we are running
Thank
a
you.
representative democracy. The people are supposed to be the gainers of any form of policy decision taken, any form of practice. The people are supposed to benefit. Where in all of these things are the people benefiting from? Because the game has become so elitist that the masses, the hoi polloi, is missing in in the whole chess game. They are not even there.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Kenobi. I appreciate you. So, Prince Francis Kilaka, before I come to you, let me quickly let Nigerians know that if you just join us for the first time, you see the wait for now to this platform now. Follow us like a village people and make sure you quickly, sharply click on like on this program. Like and share and make people way around you know and because it does inform people on things really happen for inside Nigeria. Now we the right the news as the news reports the news, then our own are just to interpret them and to carry the to come like people know. So make sure say you subscribe, like this post, share them. They cost you money free of charge. Like and share and also subscribe. So Prince Francis Tilak, today the new report say the governor of the state, Akwa Ibom State, shared 250 million naira to empower over 550 individuals. 550, they don't reach 1,000. 550 individuals for inside the Ikora Abasi Federal Constituency through different trade agriculture equipment support scheme and micro, small, and medium enterprises. Now, the governor took this announcement during a town hall meeting when he BC been get with them for now yesterday for inside that town hall meeting. Now he announced that he like say they deliver am today for Ikorabasi constituency. So Enoch explain say the meeting they convened to express appreciation for the overwhelming support they receive for the constituency. Now a lot of people they interpret all of these gifts, then what did they give, like saying that to warm up the hearts of the people so that as in they move to APC, make people know to vex or make themselves they follow and move jejely and make them know say they go vote for him, whether or not he move. What's your reaction?
Bribery and corruption has come to stay in Nigeria.
Hey, na bribe.
And those who are behind it, those who are championing it, are political leaders, especially our governors. They will not perform, they will not bring infrastructure, they will not do roads, they will not take care of hospitals, they will not pay teachers. But every point in time, when they want to move headlessly, like a headless chicken, they now remember the people. And then they will now say they are empowering the people. Why has he not done this empowerment all this while? Why has he not been able to empower the people before now? So for me, what he has done is just to bribe the people. Also, for me, this is no news, precious. This is no news. The man don't decamp. He don't decamp since last month. Now the ceremonial decamping be this. His body, soul, and spirit has left PDP since last month. He won't even leave PDP before the governor of Delta State. But in all of this, we should ask, where have they placed the people? What is the role of the people? Without the people, there is no democracy. Without the people, there is no governance. So if those who are meant to show us the road as leaders are misleading us, what do you want the people to do? The one essence why you have law in a country is to check the excesses of the citizens. But if you don't have a system where those who are meant to implement the laws have become the lawbreakers, then we're living in a jungle. So what is playing out is, first of all, it is shameful that governors who are meant to be the ones protecting their own people, their own states, Rather than sit back in government house and provide leadership, they are busy looking for a party to jump into. This government is 2 years. Please, precious, and they can
Sir?
point one governor that has not been collecting his monthly allocation. Point one. So when they give that excuse that they are decamping because they want to benefit more from the federal, does it mean that when you decamp from PDP to APC, your monthly allocation will be increased by 30 or 40%? It's not. So they're not being sensible at all. Our leaders are not thinking out of the box. Our leaders are greedy and selfish. It's all about them. And for me, I think it's time we stop calling them leaders. Our rulers have no empathy. They have no sense of decorum. Those who have been ruling, they will come back and tell you, oh, the military, people will say that the one's democracy is better than the military rule. No, it is rubbish. If you take a proper inventorization of development in Nigeria, you'll find out that the political class has not done up to 30% of what the military did in terms of infrastructure, in terms of discipline, in terms of caring for the people. So we just have people who I don't even know what woman gave birth to them.
All right, so let's quickly move to other conversations very quickly. So it's Eid Kabir's celebration, and the president has spoken, and a lot of other leaders too have also spoken over the festival. But let me start with the Lagos State Deputy Governor, Obafemi Hamzat. He expressed optimism about Nigeria's future, saying citizens must pray and remain fervent in prayer. In fact, in talk, say the problem with they like this, so now too they like negative news about our country. They good though. They good. He say Nigeria go bounce back if citizens continue to pray better prayer for their country. Make una they do the right thing. That's what he talk. He says he talked this one as interview as journalists in the interview him after he don't observe prayers so inside Ikoyi Lagos. For where it be seen observing prayer. Nigerians, he said today, Friday, Nigeria's future will be bright if the citizens pray and do the right thing. Nigeria will bounce back. The deputy governor urged Nigerians to be loyal to one another and the country, adding that they should show compassion, especially to the less privileged. We must be loyal to each other in this country. We must be compassionate, especially to the less privileged. We must show that care about others, regardless within. He talk a lot of things, but then the president himself also get a lot to talk about. In fact, President Osembe Katelona say the toughest days, the most difficult and painful days, they don't pass. He did our back like this. Say from now, na enjoyment get us. We really face tough times again because this one now for the message ABC send us for inside Salah celebration. The president facilitate with all Muslim faithful can say this period is a time to show gratitude to God for his countless mercies. He said Eid al-Kabir represents the high point of the sacred first 10 days of Dal Hijjah, a period filled with opportunities for acts of worship. It is a time for gratitude to Almighty God. Instead of gonna thank God, though, you talk a lot of things. Make I spare you some of the plenty things and what you talk. But make I just go play you just an excerpt of waiting in talk, especially as in the come out from prayer today. And they come with
It's another Salah of sacrifice. Your message has been delivered, but Nigerians need to hear your voice.
Well, as we make sacrifice, we should remember to pray and give to those who are very vulnerable. In the spirit of this, must come together, be one another's brother's keeper, give your neighbors, love everyone equally. We must pray hard for our troops who are keeping us safe, making the sacrifices in the challenges that we face in terrorism and banditry today. We must pray for them specifically, and we must remember their sacrifices and continue to be of good behavior.
Okay, so on I don't hear what's in the president talk. Would you like to react briefly to it, to President Bola Tinubu Obafemi Hamzat interview? We have a lot of things to talk about. Though. We have to enter inside the PDP. They beg you to be so make you come back and beg, bros, excuse me, borrow us yourself again from Labour Party. We need you to borrow us yourself. Well, Mr. Kenobi, would you like to react to that quickly? The president's message, if you can, in 1 minute, so that we'll move to other
Well, let me
issues.
let me quickly brush off on what the deputy governor of Lagos State said.
Okay.
Philosophy taught me something. Philosophy taught me that morality helps to shape how people ought to behave rightly. And what I remembered in my course of study was that religion is an offshoot of morality. Religion was created out of morality to teach the same thing morality taught. But because if you violate moral principles, it's your conscience that will judge you. So man created religion. My problem is religion saying the same thing that morality is saying. But the difference is that the punishment for contravening religious principle or laws is God. Man dealing, that is God watches what you do, and God will be the one to punish you. The idea was to make sure that, or to bring fear into the life of a man to see if he would be scared so that he can do the right thing. So internalizing religious principle, which is the same thing as internalizing moral principles, would have allowed people to act rightly, knowing what is right and what is wrong, do the right things that will benefit human beings and humanity in general. My problem is that there has been so much negative emphasis on prayer. And I can't imagine how much prayer has damaged in quote Africa, and more so Nigeria as a country. We've really misplaced what prayer means and what prayer is meant to achieve in our lives. Let me say this. If this country, Nigeria, was very good, conducive, people have the right to pray for their personal, more like thanking God for life. If you wake up, because I know that what human beings don't have capacity for is the ability to sleep and wake up. It's in God's hand. Every other thing you do from morning, each day you come into being, from morning till night, what you use that day to do is entirely in your hands. If you want to use it to play draft, you want to be productive with it, it's all in your hands to do. So let me go straight to why we elected people. Like I said, we run a democracy that the benefit for whatever policy they put out is supposed to be for the people. So I put you there. The things you're supposed to do for me, you didn't do it. And then you want me to pray. And it has become a common practice where people are crying for the basic needs of life, hunger, even as little as electricity.
Shelter.
Do you understand? We don't have it. And then you're asking me to pray. You're asking Nigerians to pray. I don't understand. That's a misplacement of prayer. So let me put it very succinctly so that people will understand that it's all in the same spirit of deceiving the people. Now, let me come to the president using either Kabir celebration to also galvanize Nigerians to, love one another and to let them know that the policies, put out since he came into the office is kind of beginning to yield profits and dividends, and that almost like the hard times, Nigerians have been facing are almost over. I'm quoting him now. Okay, so let me also admit the fact that maybe a few things had been done. The profits maybe we're yet to see. But there has been some kind of policy directions that may have sounded so nice or nicely, if you like, but we haven't really seen the profit. You understand? And we really need to have a clear direction of where we're going. At the moment, we don't seem to have the direction of where we're going. And you see, it beats me, because if we've done 2 years, or if he has done 2 years in the office, and now it's time for all politicians in the offices that they are holding, okay, everybody is focusing now on 2027, party activities, defection here, defection there. Everybody is talking. In fact, literally, campaign has started. I wonder what will happen to governance. So governance will be, put in a cage and just lock it up there. Because from now, it's all going to be activities of politics and political parties up until 2027. So how would the people fare? When in the past 2 years, okay, the things that they claim they have done, we're yet to see the dividends of those policies. So I think there should be a little bit more focus on the policies they put out to drive it to a point where people can begin to benefit. Because, I mean, Africa is actually waiting for Nigeria. Nigeria is the big elephant in the room that has refused to get up. If Nigeria gets it right, Africa will get it right, because Nigeria is very strategic to Africa's full development. And every other country or countries in Africa are waiting for Nigeria to just rise as the giant that, she represents. But no, the political actors are just not doing the country right. So I believe that this whole story that comes from time to time, you understand that the politicians usually used to gaslight the people. I think it has to stop. The real things should begin to happen. I don't think, look, if anybody comes into power, right, don't give me 7-point agenda. If it is one agenda, take it, achieve it. Let your name be written on the sand of time when you leave office. If it's electricity, if it is economy, if it's security, just take one. Don't even take two. And just do it and achieve it. Let the next person come and take another one. Since things have become so difficult for people to achieve, when they say, oh, I want to serve you, because nobody falls into Asura. They go through the process of, electioneering campaign, talking to the people, telling us their, what do you call that now? Manifestos, okay, what they are going to do for the people. And then you'd say you're going to do X, Y, Z that seem very laudable ideologically. And then you get in there based on those promises, as the people vote you in, you go and do the opposite and then come and explain things off. I think that kind of practice should stop. We just need to achieve one thing or two. Let those things be, stay. Let it, look at electricity. Give us raise it to 20,000, 25,000, megawatts. If South Africa, Johannesburg, is using up to 45,000 megawatts, a city in South Africa, you can only imagine the entire Nigeria still battling between 5,000 to 6,000 megawatts. What does that tell of us? Heathrow Airport in the UK, that environment of the airport uses 6,000 megawatts. Why are we like this? It's really, it baffles. Look, it beggars my understanding that things really hasn't really worked. I mean, properly as it should be. And I don't want to accept mediocrity. I don't want to accept things being done halfway and you're telling me to clap. It doesn't really make sense. They have the opportunity to do the right thing, and I hope they do the right thing. Because, I hope they do the right thing.
Thank you so much. Now, talking about doing the right thing, Prince Francis Chilaka, whilst to try to respond to this particular conversation, Shibiki Amici had an interview, an exclusive interview with Vanguard newspaper today, and he did say something. He said, in fact, two major things that's driving the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration is religion and ethnicity. That's the two major things that is driving the administration, and that's why it's going south and impacting negatively to the lives of Nigerians. Would you like to react to that?
My brother Kenneth started by going from philosophy to theology, and immediately he went into it. I went into the spirit realm, and I remembered one song that they used to sing: "Prayer is the way, prayer is the way, prayer is the master key." Jesus started with prayer and ended with prayer. Prayer is the master key. But in the middle of this, there is something that is missing. And this point that is missing is those who are always calling for prayer. When they say Jesus started with prayer, ended with prayer, Jesus did not start with prayer and folded his hands and allowed evil to continue. Jesus did not start with prayer and ended with prayer and allowed those who are following him to starve. Jesus fed 5,000 people with how many loaves of fish and bread? So Jesus, in the midst of his prayer, Jesus was doing the right thing. And if you follow the life of Jesus, you will also find out, because when I'm saying Jesus is that when your leaders begin to talk of prayer, they are looking more at the Christians. And when you talk about this prayer, you find that even Jesus himself, during his lifetime, he avoided anything to do with politics. Don't forget, it is the same Jesus that says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God. The essence why people pray for their leaders is so that they can have an open mind and allow the Spirit of God to direct them to do the right things. Our leaders, their hearts are black. They don't see what you and I are seeing. They are the most insincere set of human beings. So if you like, pray from now on come. Your prayer will not change the mindset of these wicked leaders. So when everybody is saying pray, what are we praying for? Are we praying so that the corruption will continue? Are we praying so that the lack of good governance will continue? Are we praying so that those who are decamping will have common sense to know that you cannot decamp from party A to party B and hold on to the structure of party A? So what do they really want the Nigerian people to pray for? A man is telling you, I am hungry. You are telling the man to pray, just like some ministers of God are doing. Are you saying? The governor of Lagos State is asking people to pray. Those she's asking to pray, has she bothered to ask them how they are feeding? Has she bothered to ask them how they are paying their children's school fees? Has she bothered to ask them how they are paying their house rent? So what our leaders are doing is using religion to gaslight the people. They know that religion is the opium of the people. That is why, even when we know, you know that some men of God are not doing miracle as they claim, the moment they put up a banner, people will rush there. Because the average mind of the Nigerian person has been damaged by religion.
All right, so I'm going back to the question.
We're not practicing Christianity or the core values of Christianity or the core values of Islam. What we are doing in Nigeria is the political version of religion. So I bet she's right. Religion, ethnicity, tribalism, bigotry, these are the things that is holding this country down. It is not for the people to pray. Let your leaders themselves go into recollection. They are the ones who need to pray for themselves to be liberated from the sin of punishing the people when they should actually be lifting the people up.
All right, sir. I stay with you on this particular conversation still because I'm moving on to PDP now. Let me take your thought before going back to Mr. Kenobi. Now, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) this time around they don't start from national. You know, say they are Wahala Day, so they start from Anambra State. They don't they beg Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party for the 2023 election. They beg am say, "Oga Biko, no, but no, come back to the party. We need you." Remember, Obi defected to Labour Party when he felt he could not achieve his presidential ambition with the PDP in 2023. Now, the PDP made the call after the enlarged meeting of the State Executive Committee (SEC) to review the state of the party and chart a way forward in Oka yesterday, Thursday. So after that meeting, when they say, make we even look way our way forward for inside this meeting. As in check and finish, don't find and say, the only thing we need to do that to copy will be back. Make we beg them to come back. The communique, so they had to come up with a communique. Now, in the communique, which was signed by Mr. Chidi Chidebe, chairman of PDP in Anambra State, he said alliances with ideologically incompatible political formations in the guise of coalitions would likely not yield the desired success. That is, if you go join body with people who say you know share the same ideology with, especially as it gets to do with politics, say you know we'll get better results. Oh. Now, the committee extends, quoting excerpt of it, says the committee extends an open invitation to all members and the former members of the PDP in Anambra State, particularly our revered former governor, Mr. Peter Obi. So they put a more excerpt of it to return home and reunite with the new, rejuvenated, and restructured PDP. We need you back home. Now, we will gladly welcome our brothers and sisters back to join us in the collective quest for a better Nigeria. That's what they talk. He told Anambra electorates to support Mr. Jude Ezenwafo and his running mates. That is the governorship candidate of the PDP in Anambra State election, Mr. Francis Okeke, the deputy, in the coming election, while urging the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure a fair, transparent, and impartial electoral process. He also announced the unanimous, he said quite a lot of things. So, Prince Francis Chilaka, taking your thought on this, do you think, you remember that PDP, don't they take time, they beg Peter Obi since they come back. Sheikh Omi don't talk him several times. Say, as a matter of fact, say Peter Obi need the PDP as much as PDP need them. Say Peter Obi need the PDP. Why? Because the PDP get the structure where it need, where it go make sure say it gets party agents across all polling units for Nigeria. We be waiting in need. We be waiting in being lack for 2023 election. We deny him the presidency position. So say he need the PDP for that and other issues because PDP big, they get structure across everywhere. What do you think about this? And PDP, Peter will be returning to PDP,
Um,
especially now that he's playing national politics, but now the states they call him first.
Normally,
You know the same thing.
normally, for you to join a party, you say go to your ward. So I understand where you're coming from. But you see, the truth is that
Okay.
PDP, even if they want Peter Obi to come back, they need to go and keep the house in order. You can't have a wiki running all over the place like a bulldog or a Rottweiler, and you want the like of Peter Obi to come into the arena. It's not. Peter Obi has gone beyond that level of dirty politics. And that is what they don't understand. That is what a lot of Nigerian politicians do not understand. That is why everybody is after Peter Obi. If Peter Obi comes, everybody catches cold. Why? Because the man has set a bar that a lot of Nigerian politicians do not understand. They can't pattern with it. They can't roll with it. Because the bar Peter Obi has set is so high. So if PDP wants Peter Obi to come back as a new bride, let's assume you say you and your husband quarrel, and you pack your load, go to your papa house. If your husband want make you come back, that's not the thing when you go do now. You go clean the house well. Call people when they can't touch up the house and all of it. PDP first and foremost need to get Wike out of the system. For you to have any meaningful direction in PDP, the lives of Wike need to go. So you can't have the life of Wike that is breaking the party up and down, and you want a civilized and a gentleman to the core, like Peter Obi, to come and join the fray. No, no, no. Peter Obi should not take that. I would rather Peter Obi stand with either with himself or with those he's forming coalition with. But to say, as PDP is today, PDP is more damaged than even Labour Party. Let us say the truth. So they need to go and restore the dignity and pride of PDP. That umbrella that PDP has, it has holes. So water is entering. If you use it to cover yourself, water will beat you. Water will beat you.
Yes, Akpabio say almost 100 holes. Did the one way
Exactly. That's why. So if you don't, you see, PDP is for me, it's like a cracked pot. When a pot is cracked, it does not hold its content. So they need to go and cement it and close all those holes before they invite Peter Obi. Peter Obi, please don't listen to those people in your ward or your local government or your state. These are same people who have been spoiling your name. That you didn't do much, you didn't do this. Now, for their own political survival, they're coming for you. I think Peter Obi should just remain as he is for now and keep watching, and let's see how the political environment evolves.
All right. So, Mr. Kenobi, would you like to jump in on that briefly?
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead,
like
please.
I said, quite a lot of things, in tandem with what I wanted to say. But let me add the fact that, like he rightly mentioned, Mieson Wike is one person in PDP that would never allow someone like Peter Obi to make any sense. I mean, if Peter Obi knows what that means, he knows the fact that Wike is there, he will never ever. In fact, if he comes back, they're going to squeeze him into a dog pound and lock him up there. He will never ever. In fact, that would be more damaging than anything. And then you talk about Atiku. There's no way Atiku will be in PDP that Peter Obi would become president. I mean, that class consciousness is there. So he has zero chances of making anything being in PDP. So there is no point for him to return. There is no point at all. All that drum of support for begging from the local party that is from his ward, in the state, that wouldn't make any sense. They actually wish to have people like him, but his biggest enemies are there, especially Wike. So it wouldn't make any sense for him to return to the party. Let him just stay and.
Yeah, I think I've lost Mr. Kenobi. Mr. Kenobi, are you there?
Let him just stay and allow
I don't know
things
supposed to
to
take lights
unfold,
when you do.
and then we'll see how that pan out. Okay, I'm sure he's going to join a credible party as time goes on, but at the moment, let him just watch things.
All right. So while you're still on this, what do you think? What do you make of a single term of 6 years for presidency and governors? That's what Sheyi Makinde is, requesting for. Mr. Kenobi, do you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, Prince Francis Chilaka, if you can hear me, please kindly jump on that. So Sheyi Makinde is asking that we have a single term of 6 years for governors and presidents. He feels that that's better for Nigeria.
Well, to be honest with you, the 8 years they use is a waste. Because the first 2 years, if a governor or a president does not perform, it means they will not perform. Because after the first 2 years, the next 2 years is campaign. Then when they come back a second term, it is time to finish the kill of chopping the people. It's like they want to eat everything available. They want to grab what they can grab. That is what they come for. Snatch it, grab it, and run. Because if you check, you'll find out that most of your governors, after 4 years and they don't come back, they cry more than those who spend 8 years. You know why? Because some of them try, who want to come back, they try to work in the first 1, 2, 3 years. And then they use the last 1 year for politicking. Now, when they come back in the second term, they use the first 2 years to recoup all the money they spent in the last election. Then they use the last 2 years to amass wealth as much as they want. So the last.
But will the same thing not happen with the single tenor, because they know they're going to spend only one
So
tenor, so they
no,
will
let
do
me
the
tell you,
same.
if you know you're going to spend 1 tenor of 6 years, I can assure you that
Okay.
at least we will be assured that for the first 4 years, you will work. Then use the other 2 years to do your camp, to do what, to install your son or your daughter as governor.
So that means, so 6 years will be too much for you to start politicking all
Exactly.
through. So at
Because
least you can
also
do
you find
something. You
that
can.
there's nothing else to politic. The only politicking you'll be doing is to put somebody, like Wike said he put Fubara, to put somebody who will cover all your doings, just like Bello put Bello of what do you call it
Ododo.
now?
Ododo.
Oh, yes,
Ododo.
put Dodo. So that's what you're going to have. So I believe that yes, 6 years, you can't spend the whole 6 years playing. People go stone you. But you will find out that you will spend the first 4, 5 years doing something reasonable for the people. So you won't have a second term. So anybody when you want thief, you go use common sense thief am.
All right, so Mr. Kenobi, let me quickly take you on the what PDP told the APC. They've asked the All Progressives Congress and their governments generally to end profligacy. Now we see now one at the pray and they happy now they do hasala and we use this Salah celebration. Make sure so I don't decide from our mind to end profligacy, exploitation, deceit, and manipulations. Now propaganda now they not join inside. Say now these things that now don't bring untold hardship to Nigerians. That's part of what they said. So I just want to end it like that. And this statement was released through their publicity secretary. Now, one of the things that Ferry accused APC of is the President Bola Tinubu's administration of is the fact that they're using a lot of propaganda to rule Nigeria. Wetin dem no do, they go say they do am, or they go want exaggerate the one wey they try do small. Meanwhile, it can't be like say they use the more you look, the less you see. So what do you make of this? For people who do not understand, profligacy means say to spend money anyhow, extravagant, like they live large, they live joyous life, pompous life, wasteful life, anyhow life, reckless life. Meanwhile, people were supposed to be served gongo, then they suffer. So what do you make of this advice, sir? And including what Afenifere said
You
about
know what in
the
the pen me to
administration.
say everybody
This one wey enter
everybody don't
pidgin.
become talkative in Nigeria.
Ew.
I mean, everybody don't become
Hmm.
talkative. When you know your problem and you can identify your problem, right? The best anybody can do is to come and be more light on the same problem, talk about it, but no solution. I realized that elsewhere, anywhere in the world, let me put it that way, human beings are almost the same. Thievery, corruption, cheating, everything is in their DNA, it's in human blood. What other countries have done is to make laws, especially in jurisprudence, right? So there are two types of arguments in law. One is the legal positivistic law, and the other one is the moral law that looks at conscience and all of that, the letters of, the spirit of the law versus the letters of the law. When countries like the UK, America decided to adopt the coded law, which is the law that is a bit, if you like, and say punitive. It punishes you based on, look, it warns you, do not do this. If you do X, Y will become the consequence. So they encoded the law to make sure that human beings here don't come and tell me I didn't know. If you steal goat, 10 years is the imprisonment.
Now make they say
It's
ignorance
not
of
an
the law, no
excuse,
be
exactly.
excuse. Oh.
So those kind of laws and various agencies of governments that are empowered to work, to punish the people, for instance, the police, different departments of government that are supposed to hold people accountable. Even in America, there are corruptions everywhere. What keeps the American system is that if you must steal, be smart about it. Because if the law catches up with you, there is not, you become so ordinary that the law will treat you, they must bring you to book. They will investigate, and then if it requires that you go to jail, you go to jail if you are convicted. So that is the difference. In China, even when corruption is punitive, to say if you steal, they are going to kill you. A few people are still stealing. So it's in human DNA.
And they are being
It is,
killed to
they
serve
are
as a
being killed,
deterrent.
and people are
So
still
what
saying
what
it.
are we doing to serve as a deterrent?
Nothing.
That's the question. That's the
That's the
thing.
point. So it's a free for all. Those who makes the law are the ones that break the law. And when they do it, the system shields them. But if ordinary man steals Maggie, then they will use him to activate the law. That's where the problem is. So this whole injustice in the system is why the country like us is not moving forward. I'm being generalistic now. I'm looking at it from general scope of things. Because if you look at it that the country called Nigeria in Africa, right? We seem to have those laws. In fact, we have more laws in our books than most countries can ever boast of. But we have not been able to test those laws. Even when we do test them, it amounts to nothing. How can you tell me that you have a heavily corrupted individual just because the person is holding one public position or another? Then the person corrupts the system. At the end of the day, nothing happens to him. So how do you tell me you're fighting corruption? That's where the problem is. And until we begin to punish people for the wrongs they've done, because when you talk about collective patrimony, this is our money. If we believe that we are all Nigerians and that this country belongs to all of us, it's supposed to be our money. Why would anybody go there, take the money as much as he can, allow the system covers him, and then you come and tell me? See, I don't think we're serious yet. I have just been able to outline the difference between us that from the countries that things are working. It's not because they are not corrupt. They are, but the system is working to make sure that the people who are corrupt and are caught are, sent to jail. That's the difference. Until we begin to practice that, I don't think we're going nowhere.
All right. This one you did laugh for foreign language, Prince Francis Chilakasa.
No, when the Canadian started with broken, I don't say wahala day. I don't say anything don't hook out, I don't pain. I don't say when Nigerians want to express themselves, express the bitterness, express the cluelessness, express the bad governance that has been exhibited by our leaders, now broken will enter. Because now when you enter the broken, now that time the real anger they come out. You see, I was talking about laws that govern us as a people. But I want to say this: are we truly citizens of this country?
That's the
Are we not,
question.
sir?
The political class, the political class, did they see you, precious Ekene and myself, as citizens? What gives us the right as citizens is our ability to be involved in decision making. It's our right as citizens to be involved, to be carried along. But in Nigeria, the citizens are treated as slaves. They have no rights. They have no say. Nigeria is the only country where your president will wake up from sleep and he will say, I think the people living in Ikeja, let us give them rice today. Not minding whether na beans on a plantain
They
on
want
a
chop.
yam the people want to eat. And it runs across the entire country. So when we talk about leadership, when we talk about, the recognizing people as, citizens, the leadership system we run, or the leaders in this country do not see the citizens as human beings that they should relate with. They do not. They don't respect us. They don't love us. The only time, I keep saying it, the only time your leaders, your rulers, in quotes, recognizes you is before the election. That is when they come out and show you love. That is when they visit all the mosques in Nigeria. They visit all the churches in Nigeria. That is when they do charity. And that is why that woman they call charity die, no one die. Until that woman they call charity die for this country not going to move forward.
Thank you, Prince Francis Chilaka. If you're not charity, want to tell her, make it try give us a break. Nigerians, please, phone lines are open. I'd like you to call in. The number is on your screen. Call in to join the conversation. If you follow the link within inside the pinned post, so that if you walk us straight inside the studio to join us, or you call the WhatsApp number, will be 0817 029 4077 0817 029 4077, and the WhatsApp number to call. And then make I quickly also announce to and let on know say on Monday evening by 7 p.m. Professor Chidi Anselm Odinkalo will join us for Inside the Show. That's him. He'll be joining us on Monday evening, and it's going to be an explosive conversation with him because now that there is a lot of buzzwords going on with WKP and all that, maybe we'll also touch issues with him and Wiki. Remember, there was a rift sometime, and then other issues that would have to touch. And Professor Chidi is a fine speaker. It's someone I call an interviewer's delight. You would definitely love to have that conversation with him. And we will speak most especially as it concerns the state of our country and waiting they happen for inside our country. And a very important conversation we will go to get on Monday evening, and you know go like miss him at all 6:30 p.m. Long point I will start the show, but he will join us by 7 o'clock. So he would like to join this conversation because he get a lot of things we go unpack and unveil to Nigerians, especially considering how we will fit take win the 2027 election and the future of Nigeria generally. You know go like miss this one. It could be very important to make you join us 6:30 p.m. on Monday, and then he joins us at 7 p.m. as we will touchlight all of this matter then. But phone lines are open. We're going to begin call us to tell us as a matter then take do order for body. We'll
Uh,
be waiting for the hello.
precious,
Sir.
precious. You see, I'm not say you want to advertise prof. You see that
Sir.
I'm broken in use so that Nigerians go buy into them.
I
Let's
don't
use
hear you.
English.
I don't call. Person they call me, sir. When you finish, you go have me. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, hello. My name is Morgan. I'm calling from Germany.
Hello, Morgan. Guten Abend.
Yeah, guten Abend. So, wie geht's dir?
Good. Good.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Kannst du speak good Deutsch oder nur einfach ein bisschen?
A little. I just go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. I know.
Yes.
I watch your program. It's so interesting.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, but there was one point that I tried to share, one idea I tried to share concerning the situation. We are all bored about it.
Okay.
It's really bored to every one of us that lives in diaspora when we see the situation that is going on in the country. But one thing I just want to say, this issue of talking of Obi, talking of PDP, talking of, I think my own idea, I think Obi has to sit down to think about it. Because,
why?
Something is going, because you know why I'm trying to say that if something is going wrong a little bit, because, you know, this guy called Tinubu, he's a smart man, he know what he's doing. I think Obi has to sit down, think about it. What is the best way for him to go? Because quite all right, the Labour is not still going to work for him. On my idea. Yeah, on a serious note, Labour is not still going to work for
So
him.
are you saying that he should consider going back to PDP or join the
Yeah,
coalition?
the point is, even if he's not going to go back to PDP, the coalition is very, very strong. And if
Okay.
you look at the northern side of the coalition, they have the power, they have the more votes. You understand what I'm saying? For Obi to think he's going to stay alone to fight to get rid of Tinubu, that will not be possible. Because you need the power from the north as well to contribute.
Okay, so can I ask you a question very quickly because other calls are coming in. So people are worried. I hear that some of you obedient, I don't know if you're one, or some of Peter Obi's obedient are worried that they don't want Peter Obi to mingle with people like El-Rufai. If there's going to be an El-Rufai Obi ticket, they don't want that because they believe that El-Rufai is too much of an extremist. What's your view on that?
Okay, quite a point. That's I understand quite all right. That's good. But the other side of it, if it's I think it's a thing that we all have to put our ideas to try to tell every one of the Nigerians that how we want to do about it. You know, because like me, I look at Atiku for right now. Atiku, I think it makes no sense. Okay. It makes no sense for Atiku to think about it. Even a lot of the non-tanners, this is not about El-Rufai again. This is not about, this is about we the Nigerians right now. I think some other people can still call El-Rufai. It's a time you have to drop your extremism as a Muslim right now. But what we are really thinking about is how to fix this country. Because you know why I'm saying it?
Why?
I feel pain every day because when I look at my grandchildren, I took my children out of Nigeria about 12 years ago. But right now, the same kids I took out of Nigeria, when you see what they are doing right now here in Germany, you don't believe. Imagine my daughter, she's working in one of the biggest hospitals in Germany, which is in Munich. They call it Clinicum. He's supervising every operation before the doctors have to do any operation. She takes in charge, she do it. But sometimes when she was doing that course, everybody was saying, how can a black man daughter do all these things? But when they were in Nigeria, nobody feel. I don't think if they're in Nigeria, they'll have the opportunity to do what they're doing right now. So what I'm trying to say is that we have to think about the future of our children. Because in 10 years, I'll be coming back home. But my children don't even think about it. They tell me that, why is it every time we listen to the stories of Nigeria, it's becoming a poor situation. We should all come to point. Let us, we Nigerian, whether you are from the north, let's sit down and think about this issue. Obi, it's our hope right now. I swear, I look everywhere. Obi, it's our hope right now. Amechi cannot do it. Because Amechi has the same thing he had the same skeleton on his cupboard. Because these guys, they are all friends. Tinubu, I was one of his biggest fans when I was in school in the 80s. I was one of his biggest fans, but I'm so disappointed how things turn around. And that's the same way I look at when I look at what's his name, this River State governor, Wike.
Okay.
When I look at him, I'm so disappointed too. So right now, the only person we trust, we put our hope on, it's Obi. But the same government doesn't want things to work because they know if we all stand to say we stand behind Obi is going to win. But if we don't do that, we start thinking of Atiku is there, what's his name, El-Rufai is there, then we have problems.
Thank you.
We really have big problems.
Thank you.
So that's my contribution. I'll keep putting my own little contribution. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Good out there.
Yeah, cheers.
Okay?
Yeah, cheers. Yes, okay. All right. Whoops, Mr. Princess Chilaka, you heard what he said. Mr. Kenobi heard what he said. Would you like to react? But let me quickly get back to others who's been trying to reach me so that you react to as
Well,
many as
let,
them as
let,
possible.
let me say this for
Okay.
the teaming supporters of Peter Obi.
Okay.
And I say with all sense of responsibility that Peter Obi cannot go it alone right now. And that's the truth. Peter Obi cannot go it alone. Peter Obi needs to find a way to build an alliance or coalition, or whatever you call it. But the truth is, yes, we all know, Nigerians know, even President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a sitting president, knows that Peter Obi is a better candidate for 2027. He knows. But the thing is, it's one thing to know something, it's another thing to admit it. Everyone that has been attacking Peter Obi, they know that Peter Obi is a more credible person. Let me tell you something you need to understand about Nigerian politics. If there was any iota of embezzlement by Peter Obi while he was governor of Anambra State, I am
They don't
telling
cast
you,
them. They don't cast them.
the way they go cast him, it will be like say, run when they run, when they no kill him for Salah. I tell you. But you see, the thing is, Peter Obi is one person that is above God. It's not his doing. It's just who he is. So if you check all those, if you check, you few days back, a court awarded a judgment against El-Rufai, I think 900 million or so. I think we know that the issue of corruption he's been smelling him, he's been rubbing him. It dey smell like Ojota.
All
That's the
right,
truth.
make I talk to my caller so that the Jota smell go come off first before we come back. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Precious.
Sir, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you
Thank you,
for
sir.
allowing me in.
Welcome, sir.
I
What
just
remind
want.
us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Okay, my name is T.Y. from the US.
You're welcome, Mr. T.Y. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to just a quick one. I just want to comment about this governor from Akwa Ibom, we don't put the APC, Governor Eno. You know, he don't talk. He don't tell where he talks APC. APC defeat him. He won't go there. He never talk about it for a long time. So now this now the season for him. So he don't enter. But he be like say, now the two way in daughter talk. Now they among the two they pursue him. If like say that blood where the daughter talk about, if like say the thing don't they among the two they pursue him.
Which blood be that one? What's
So,
happened to blood? I don't know what they talk about.
every people will see where somebody will say the daughter where the essay for government. They talk one kind thing. They say one man like that will kill somebody. So
if you just tell me, they get boy, they high scope from me. If you gonna tell me direct, na man, they know now.
it's not the thing we hear now. You know, say we not do there. You just they talk one kind.
According to them,
they
say
don't talk. They don't talk. Say be like say something don't come up for the girl head. But you know, Nigeria, everything goes. So for me, it be like say that 250 million where you mentioned, be like say na Sadaka. So that the theory for sure make the thing stop.
It be like say you don't go white garment church that year. You call Ansaraka Abi. It be like say be my brother in Christ.
So, but you know the work.
Okay.
That's why that commissioner for information and specialties is saying the enter. And I think he did the right thing.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Because that is what that is the direction that and I'm glad that he's a young man. So he doesn't want to mortgage his life, for a mess of porridge.
All right. Thank you. Thank
so
you,
I think that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, the last thing I want to add is say if you look at what is happening now, you could see say like say the capture don't complete.
Capture.
get all the oil states. They don't get river, they don't get delta, they don't get cross river, they don't get Imo, Edo, and Ondo.
So Bayelsa is insignificant. May they just leave that one, make it not be like say they two do.
They leave that one. So in the hope say, all the money will come, but I think God could surprise them. Let us stop there.
All right, thank you, my brother. You good may stop, eh? Thank you. Mr. Mob, I can see you in the back office. I'm coming to you, Mr. Mob. Let me speak to someone else first. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello?
Sir?
Yeah, good evening, Madam Precious.
Good evening, sir.
Frank Onero.
Hey, Frank, my guy, how far now? Why they do like this? Now, Frank, you don't tell.
We will try.
Now, so you leave me since that time.
We will follow up now, solely.
Only small game where I say, but where is the way I say your team they play like this? Now you just leave me wrong. Why they do like this now?
My team they try since now.
I know. It's okay. Honorable, quench the mic. Honorable. It's okay.
Welcome. All right.
Go ahead.
The issue of PDP begging Peter Obi to come back. Which PDP they want Obi to come back?
Ingo start.
PDP where they
I be one answer you now. I be one answer you say they say making charity begin at home. So making start with Anambra. Now they are in charity day. Before you go down finish for Anambra, maybe the national own go down do it. You understand?
No, maybe I don't sit down, maybe I park where.
Okay.
They don't use their nonsense action. Take us step it out. No. The PDP where wicked they in charge. Where Tinubu boys. Tinubu and the boys, they plant their people. For PDP, they plant their people. For Labour Party, men are not get any opposition for the country. Now that PDP, they want to make Peter Obi go join. Now that PDP, they want Peter Obi to go join. They want to deceive Peter Obi to come in. They mess them up. They're going to use their dollar people. Check by delegates. That is what they've been doing. They use dollar when it comes for election. APC, PDP. Now, dollarization. That time, dollar rate go increase, man. Peter Obi now they bribe delegates now. So how Peter Obi want to talk to delegates? You don't understand? So Peter Obi should stay where he is. We are in there. If he can manage Labour Party, then in terms of coalition, me I support the fact say, of course, for me, last 2023 I supported Peter Obi, but 2027, Peter Obi must show most of some of us who support him fervently for 2023 that is ready to fight. He's ready to fight. He's ready to fight. If now Tinubu now get the kind of followership, organic followership, and people will massively vote when other shenanigans happen 2023, they will not take it. Obi was, some of us were not very pleased with the way he handled those situations. You understand? So he has to think twice. Finally, El-Rufai, when he be governor of Kaduna State, me I serve in Kaduna State, I have people in Kaduna State.
Okay.
El-Rufai, as a person, use divisive nature, they rule, and El-Rufai rule Kaduna State like a tyrant. Nobody they talk again. El-Rufai was Tinubu, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, El-Rufai will be worse than Tinubu if you give her that kind of power. So, but if that if El-Rufai go advise to Peter Obi to come out Tinubu, I will wholeheartedly support it. And El-Rufai will fight more than Peter Obi. He will. And he has more political clout in the north than that who was Peter Obi vice then. That's all I have to say in terms of Peter Obi and the coalition of 2027. Thank you, Precious, for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
To your audience and Nigerians.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, make I take break for phone calls. Make I enter inside studio because some people did wait for me. And also, on the way to respond to Prince Francis Chilakasa and the Kene Obi. But we could still hear from some people. Mr. Mop, good evening. Are you there? Mr. Mop,
I'm here.
are you there?
Can you hear me?
You're welcome. Very well, crystal clear.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Precious. Ekene, my brother,
Hey,
Mr. Chilaka. I always
it's in
enjoyed.
Mr. Precious. It's in Mr.
No,
Precious.
no, I didn't. I'm sorry, I misquoted. Okay, I can't call you as pretty as you are. You will never be Mister. Okay, so let's get that straight.
I'll find him on a check here,
No,
according to
no,
my
no,
elder
no.
brother.
I'm a
Thank
mistake
you.
now.
You
I
got
think I
it.
was
Precious,
trying to prepare.
what are you checking?
I did my dear brother. He can't tell if there's something I've grown overnight.
No, no,
You
no.
know, you never
Forgive
know.
me, okay? Forgive me. Let me start my topic. Okay, I'm calling from California, so I
Go
greet the two
ahead.
guests.
Go
They
ahead,
are my,
Mr. Mo.
they are my favorite guests. So because they always
Thank
say it
you.
as it is. So I would
Thank
say
you.
that I think the reason why I joined, I was just going to listen. I'm getting
Hmm.
annoyed about disobedience. They should wake up and be wise, be a little bit more intellect when it comes to politics. Politics is
Hmm.
give and take. It can't just be so ignorant about being in politics. I don't know if they're too young or whatever. A lot of them are well educated. They should be wiser than they're thinking right now. I don't really know if there's a fact, to actually ascertain if they are the one that say Obi shouldn't have El-Rufai, that El-Rufai is so radical. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Nigerian vice president, they don't have any input. I mean, Nigerian president is like emperor. Look at what's going on right now. It's more over Peter Obi. If Obi be president and El-Rufai is not going to control, Obi is going to control the narrative. So they should forget about that nonsense that El-Rufai is a radical. What is actually important is for Obi, you know, to obtain to be the president and get that block vote. Even I thought the Northerners, this is my own personal opinion from what I have seen and the people I have talked to, particularly the ones here, some of the Muslims here, because I have few of them, that Muslim well educated. So the point I'm trying to make is the Northern Forum, what I'm seeing right now, Tinubu has lost that part of the country. I
Hmm.
mean, I can emphatically tell you. I mean, I don't know how Tinubu is going to do it. Am I in favor of the Northerners being ruling the country for how many years? I mean, more than three-fourths of the year. We got independence. They be ruling, but Tinubu is not performing you know, Tinubu is not performing, and Tinubu is not going to get a vote, as much as he did, in the northern part of Nigeria. So El-Rufai or no El-Rufai, if they put El-Rufai there and will be the president, I mean, it's going to be a tough challenge for Tinubu. I don't know if they're going to win, but they are the only prospect that's going to challenge him. But if they decide to divide the party, let's assume they have another coalition of the so-called Amechi and El-Rufai and will be on one side. No, that's a straight ticket for Tinubu to reclaim his position. That's the way I see it. I mean, I hope my two guests here will can comment on what I just said. I mean, disobedience. They should wake up and stop being so ignorant. Every fire or no every fire, there's nothing wrong. Forget about his radicalism or whatever. Obi need every fire or anybody, they appointed in the northern part of the country. Obi is the president, and we know how powerful Nigerian president. The vice president doesn't have that much input, So the president control his agenda is what's going to shape the country. So that's the way I see it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mr. Mo. Thank you. Okay. I think I've got one more person in the box to do before I go back to the calls. That's Mr. Ike choosing. Mr. Ike, what's up? Good evening, sir. Mr. Ike? Mr.
Ah,
Ike from
yeah, good evening.
Brunei, right?
Yeah, good evening.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, man.
Anomofuma. I'm
Prince
fine.
Chinagane, can I God bless you? How are you today?
Good
Bless
evening.
you too. They're good.
Welcome.
Um, yeah, the issue of Mr. Peter Obi, the
Mm,
Anambra's section calling Mr. Peter Obi to go back to PDP. My
mm.
question to the people who are asking Mr. Peter Obi to go to PDP, is he going to go to the PDP, the branch of Nyesom Wike, or is going to go to the branch of the chairman, the interim chairman of PDP, or is he going to go to the branch of the one of Sheyi Makinde, or is he going to go to the branch of the one of you have so many branches of PDP, right? So I think the Anambra branch is trying to make a name for themselves, because it was at the last minute that they had a governorship candidate. So they don't have a name. They want to use Obi's names to, to bring their supporters, to tell them that hey, PDP is alive in Anambra State. PDP is dead already. So you have the branches of the five G5 governors, even though Makinde has fallen off, but you still have the other one. Wike has planted a mole everywhere in PDP with the help of APC. So which of the PDP is Mr. Peter Obi going to join in PDP? So I think they're just trying to make a news out of it. So, but for me personally, it's just a story. Anambra has the PDP in Anambra State is gone. So they're trying to make a name for themselves. On the issue of coalition, my brother, man of Precision, said that obedient people are ignorant. It's not ignorant. It's about expressing the fears of every Nigerian. We know with politics, there are so many things you have to let go in politics, but also you have also fake the fact of who this man is all about. We all know the story. We all know what happened. I lived in Kaduna for 5 years. And I know what Kaduna is all about. I know what is happening in southern Kaduna. I lived there for 5 to 6 years in Kaduna. So anybody that is showing apprehension about El-Rufai is not making a mistake. He's a fundamentalist. He's a terrorist. So for me, I have no problem with coalition. But the fact that we have to continue to hammer who El-Rufai is, we have to let people know who he is. And himself also, if really this coalition is going to work, he has to open and make a public apology to the people of southern Kaduna, because he killed a lot of people. He killed innocent Christians in southern Kaduna. So we're not gonna just wave it aside because we want to do coalition. No, he has to make an open apology. He has to admit the crime and the atrocities that's committed in Kaduna State. He has to own it. But he has not owned them. He has to own it. If he own it and we see that he owns it sincerely, then we can begin to say, okay, we let go. So for anybody to say obedience people are ignorant, we are not ignorant. But we are stating the obvious and the fact. Nobody who doesn't know what political terrain in Nigeria is all about, we know that you need people to be able to do it. But we are not talking about everybody. We are talking about somebody like El-Rufai. Who among us here that doesn't know who this man is? I mean, it's the fact that like what my brother said, that vice president doesn't have power. Is it vice president when you have a vice president from the north, somebody like El-Rufai? You think that the north are trying to plant him because they know that he's somebody who can be able to, do whatever he wants to do. So listen, I don't have a problem for Mr. Peter Obi to go in coalition with any other Nigerian. But the issue of El-Rufai is a genuine case. It's a genuine argument that people are making. And for me personally, I am one of those people, because I've traveled the whole southern Kaduna. I lived there for 7 years. And I'm speaking from experience. I was the social welfare of Igbo community in Kaduna State. But in Kaduna, we don't sleep with rapper. We have a whistle. You have your whistle on your neck, because when there is a problem, you have to blow the whistle. When you blow the whistle, somebody that is on the other side will blow the whistle. The other person that is the other side will blow the whistle. That's how we gather ourselves to defend ourselves. I'm speaking from experience. I saw it. Every Friday you close your shop, because before you know it, when they are going to the mosque on Friday, we close shops because we don't know what they're going to do after prayer. So anybody who is expressing that fear is expressing it genuinely, because I lived in the midst of it. I was an experience to what I'm talking about. The executive of Igbo community in Kaduna, we don't sleep. We do not sleep, because you have to make sure that every area where you live, that the people that are living in that neighborhood that are protected. We have our whistle that we use to gather our say. When you blow that whistle from here, somebody the other side will blow, somebody from the other side will blow. Before you know it, everybody will come out. That is how we were able to, to withstand the storm. Right? So anybody who is expressing this fear about this young man, he's not making a mistake. So for me personally, I have a lot of apprehension about El-Rufai. Honestly speaking, he has to own what he has done. The atrocities he has committed against humanity, he has to own it. That's my point. Anybody can be forgiven. So there are a lot of politicians who have done so many bad things that we don't know about, but his own is in the open. We know what he did as a governor of Kaduna State. So for me personally, I have that kind of apprehension. I'm one of the obedient people that I don't want this man close to Mr. Peter Obi. I am one of those people. It's not. I don't have any personal hatred against El-Rufai. I have no business with him. But I lived in Kaduna in the days of when we have Prince Gaya, when we have Lara as governor of Kaduna State. We have some people who ruled Kaduna State, where people also had, people are free to move about and do their businesses. But this is a guy who doesn't want to see anybody that is not that kind of people that he wants.
Thank you.
We just
so
want
much.
to forget about what he said about Mr. Peter Obi, all the allegations he made against Mr. Peter Obi in Anambra State, even when he went to the Ariwa house. I mean, listen, we can work with anybody, but this man, I am still very, very apprehensive of this young man.
Thank you.
That's my own personal opinion.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Thank you. Thank you so much, Oga. Olga Ikes. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, I guess somebody else on the line, and I know see Mr. Kenobi go on right. Just to state that Mr. Ikes' expressions and concerns are totally his. It doesn't in any way relate to us. So let me quickly take this call, then I take your view because I see that you have some response to make. Hello, good evening, and welcome, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me this space. My
Thank
name
you.
is Innocent.
Your name is Innocent.
Yes.
You're welcome, Mr. Innocent. Go ahead. Calling from where? The UK?
Yes, I'm calling from the UK.
You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
First of all, I would like to thank you guys for doing the great job. Even though a lot of people have given up. Many people have given up.
Thank you.
The few people that know me, they may be wondering, am I still interested in Nigerian politics? But it's our home. We can't run away from it. I listened to the caller from Germany, and everything he said resonates with me, and I know the same thing a lot of us have spent New Year's outside. I don't have to go through, because almost everybody seems to be saying the same thing. Both the blind and the deaf know that we only have one candidate that is different from the lot, and that is B2B. But because for many years we've been there, they've mastered the people and understand the minds of Nigerians on how to divide them or to put them away from the real issues. If it's not tribe, it's religion, ethnicity, that's their game. They know this. But after 2023 election, at a point it was difficult for me to even pray. That's how much it got me. Because for years, I never really got interested in national election. But that election, listening to Peter Obi even before the election, going through his record in Anambra State, gave me hope that at this time, something new. Watching Nigerians troop out, spend their own money, I was opportune to raise a group of people in China, because I've been in China for like 20 years before. I was coming home actually. It was because of what was happening recently that made me change my mind.
Okay.
I've already decided I'm not going to live abroad anymore. Now, for the first time, you see Nigerians. The only politician in Nigeria that you can compare with to be in terms of the crowd pulled was someone like MK Abiola. But if you look at them, where you cannot begin to compare them, completely, is the fact that MK Abiola used his money to actually garner the people. rightfully, not in the way that the current politicians do. But Obi's own is that people were willingly, even poor people were willingly doing the best they can do to support what was going on. The wind of change was there. Everybody were just seeing it. But there's one thing about Nigeria that just happened to Nigeria. Mm-hmm. Each time it seems like we've realized our problems and we're ready to tackle it. That thing would happen like a spell, and everybody would just suddenly become docile. Yes, Peter Obi may have weakened the people that would have done it differently by his way of life. But you can't blame a man who got his mandate after several attempts through the court to now say, no, he does not believe in courts. So I still understand. But from what I'm seeing, from what any normal person is seeing today, there comes a time in a human being's life when you say enough is enough. The Bible said that at a point, the heavens suffered violence, and only the violent people have to take it by force. I am not in any way campaigning for violence. But what I'm saying is that the kind of revolution that Nigeria needs is not the type you get from speaking English. It's not the type you get from just college studios. And you guys are doing your part by allowing people to say, to air their view, so that any discerning mind that really want to see or want to hear the feelings of true Nigerians will not say, oh, I didn't know. They know. So what I'm saying is that until Nigerians are ready to sacrifice, if it's 6 months, if it will take 6 months for us to really show that we have had enough, occupy NAS, occupy INEC, as long as it takes for a real reform to take place, and we make sure that votes of the people count, every other thing is a waste of time. If the election that everybody saw what happened, they thought it was a Twitter group, it was a Facebook group, until they saw it live. I watched, I said, I raised people without me giving anything. In fact, we still have money that we couldn't spend. I did account of what we had in December. Just as Obi was giving his own account, I said that as a follower of Obi, we must do our own account. The money is still there. The money we couldn't use after the election is still there in China. These are people that have no stake. I have never spoken to Obi, not even know him. I have no application for any contract. I have no interest in any leadership. But I saw an opening where Nigeria, I told them we had something, because at the point I was the vice president of Nigerian Diaspora. Mm-hmm. At a point when we had a mock debate during that period, we did research on all these people. Individually, we commissioned people to do research. We had a lot of PhDs in China teaching nursery school, PhD students.
Oh, wow.
And people with PhDs teaching nursery schools because of the country they come from. These are brightest minds. I am telling you this because I was presiding over 300 Nigerians, master's degrees, PhD holders in China doing menial jobs. I am in UK today. It is the same thing. And we have a nation that can favorably compete with any other nation in this world. Only good leadership. That's all we ask for. Only. So what I'm saying in essence is that it is not enough knowing that we have, that God has given you somebody. Obi is like the man in the studio there was saying, Obi is not learning to be who he is. He is not learning it. He's not trying to be Obi. He is a person who is so sad. God has made who he is.
Thank you.
We are not looking for it.
Thank you. Thank you. You've spoken for 12 minutes. Let me let you rest so that I can let my guests react and go to bed. It's late. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please call more often, okay? We'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Bye. All right, Mr. Kenobi, Prince Francis, feel like I don't hear waiting everybody talking about make a leave on the table.
Let me start off. I think a lot of people in
the jury hand the matter day now.
Okay. Yes, I think a lot of people in the diaspora, they don't they're not in tune with the Nigerian politics. Yes, a lot of them just get involved in the politics towards the elections, but they don't understand the nitty-gritties of Nigerian politics. If you understand the nitty-gritties of Nigerian politics, you would look at it from Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidency. Who are the major beneficiaries in terms of appointments in Bola Tinubu's administration? It is those who criticized him the most during the campaigns. And do you know why? Because he believes that these guys have fire. They can withstand, they can, weather any situation. Like Mr. President said, that we have weathered 2 years, we have weathered his harsh policies. And now, the next 2 years, Nigerians will begin to enjoy the things they couldn't enjoy in the last 2 years, which is normal political talk. But where am I headed to? I'm trying to point to the fact that Peter Obi cannot, as a matter of fact, in the Nigerian politics today, Peter Obi cannot go it alone. And if Peter Obi wants to really become a president, he needs to form an alliance, and a very strong alliance with the North. If the North says that who they want to bring forward is El-Rufai, Peter Obi will have no choice than to partner with him. And this is what sportsmanship is all about. So when people talk about the things that happened in Kaduna State when he was a governor, I ask one question: did anybody see El-Rufai carry a gun to go and kill somebody? It's the same question we're asking about Nnamdi. Nnamdi Kanu has been accused of all manner of heinous crimes, but the question is, did anybody see him with a gun? Did anybody see him with a stick? Did anybody see him join the mob to kill anybody? So these are questions that a lot of people need to go home and sleep with. So it's not only El-Rufai in his state that people were killed before the elections. It was across board. It was across board. We can masterminding the killing of a lot of people in Rivers State. It's part of the politics. There are all this collateral damage. Those who make themselves available become the collateral damage. And so that's what we're saying to Nigerians. Don't make yourself available as a tool or a talk or a headsman for a politician. Be yourself. If Nigerians begin to carry themselves with dignity, the political class will not take advantage of them. Irrespective of whether there is poverty and hunger in the land, carry yourself with dignity. So those who make themselves available, those who lick the shoes and the footprints of the politicians, they are the ones that are available to be used, and they end up dying as collateral damage. So I strongly believe that there is need for Peter Obi to join and form a coalition. And I believe that it is only through that coalition, or whatever name they want to call it, that Peter Obi can make an impact. But if it is following what the obedience are saying, no. At the end of the day, the obedience, how many they be compared to the generality of Nigerians? It's very important to take that into perspective.
Thank you. Mr. Kenobi, please, whilst we'll wrap up.
Well, we've seen how the politics is going. There's a whole lot to unpack leading to 2027. Just a whole lot is going on. The only thing I want to say is, one, we all want this country. The reason we're talking, this whole calculations, mathematical calculations that we're doing, it's all in a bid to make sure that we have a country. Again, that takes me to the quotation of the late professor of literary work, Professor Chinachebe, who said that the problem of Nigeria is squarely rested on leadership. So leadership is our baseline problem, and that has to be looked into. And if we look at the political actors, in our political space, who are intending to vie for one position or another, we really will have to look at people inside of them who are credible, who have the qualities to lead the country honestly and be humble enough to identify himself or herself with the people. Because the people in a democratic setting have the final say, if you like. They give credence to anybody, more like they support any political office holder needs, if we're really running the right type of democracy. You understand? And it's been unfortunate. We can't keep this
All right, looks like we've lost Mr. Kenobi's connection again. Mr. Kenneth, all
we
right, since
can't
you're
keep practicing the same thing. We cannot keep practicing the same thing, because the definition of madness by psychologists is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different kind of result. The reason why we're not getting a different result is because we've been doing the same type of thing. So Peter Obi, specifically speaking, he should be able to look well. It's not only El-Rufai that is a credible northerner that he can align with. People are forgetting people like personalities like Mustafa. If only Peter Obi can, bring Mustafa into the coalition and maybe make him his vice, I think he'll go a long way. Because the question about El-Rufai having some questions about his personality and the things that people know him of, you understand, may play a bit of negative, have a bit of negative impact if Peter B uses him as a vice. So he should look maybe elsewhere. If Mustafa is available, he should bring him into the fold and maybe make him his vice. But either way, I am more interested in what the people of Nigeria gains, whoever. It doesn't matter who becomes the president of Nigeria. What are we going to gain? What are the people going to gain from having a new leader, whoever that person will be? Because this whole question about, working to have this person come on board, and the person comes on board that they don't see nothing. Because even if Peter Obi comes, Peter Obi is not going to work alone. We should be able to, galvanize people, look at how to select credible people that will work with him should he win. You understand? It's not going to be him alone in Aso Rock, and then the ministers is going to have, and other agencies and departments of government. You understand that he will have those who are manning those agencies will be, he will have this discordant relationship with them. When he's talking A, they're talking B. Nigeria will not achieve anything, So I think the people should be able to be more aware of their own stake in this whole democratic setup, and know how to position themselves to watch those who they have put into offices to govern them. If they are doing the wrong thing outside of whatever political, outside of their mandate to the people should be able to revolt and come on the street and protest and say, no, this is not why we sent you there. And until we get to that level in our democracy, then we're just, repeating the same thing that at
well,
the end
like,
of
so
the day
I don't know if you
won't
noticed what
benefit
happened in
anything from.
Mongolia. I don't know if you noticed what
And
happened
that's
in
where
Mongolia
I'm going
this
to
week.
anchor,
Okay.
my own analysis tonight. The people
All right.
need to understand that politics is for everybody, and therefore people need to be aware and be active in
I agree.
political affairs and not leave it to politicians. You
I agree.
understand? That's the only way the country can be okay.
I
That's
agree
the only
totally.
way the
Mr.
country can be good. Without that,
Okay.
we are heading nowhere. We'll just keep repeating the same thing and achieve nothing at the end of the day.
All right. So, Mr. Kenny, I was speaking to what happened in Mongolia. The Mongolian prime minister, I don't know if you heard that news over the week, was not, he resigned because people just look and say, you know what, he make a resign just because um, there were reports of his son spending money anyhow. Nine Mongolian children are be youth, them vex enter streets. They protested constantly for 2 weeks until the prime ministers give parliament members give a vote of no confidence because he didn't win the margin and he
Absolutely.
left and he had to honorably
Mm-hmm.
resign. So just proves to the fact again that things like this happen. But I don't know if Nigerians are even aware of the fact that these things happen. You know, guess what? Guess what to make the Mongolian people they vex? Say the president's son get mind, they buy designer handbag for his
And you,
girlfriend. I say don't jump some people
and you did
president's
that.
son's wives.
See?
Some people president's son wives never use anything. In fact, some people president's son no dey use anything less than any hour watch. Watch they wear for hand they count 360 million upward. Eh? They don't jam them, you know, that kind of thing. Let me play that report for you because it's important that I refresh Nigerians about this report. Let them know what's where their strength lies in something if they make use of it. Here is a report as I got it from First
Sandwiched
Post,
between
and I
China
just
and
got to
Russia,
data. Let's see what
Mongolia
happened
is
in
a
Mongolia.
landlocked country of just about 3.5 million people. And it has been thrust into a political crisis with weeks of protests, followed by the resignation of the country's Prime Minister Lafsanamsai Oyurdin. And this is all thanks to designer handbags. The crisis was triggered by social media posts. Recently, some pictures went viral. They showed the Prime Minister's 23-year-old son's lavish engagement, a fancy proposal, an expensive ring, luxury cars, and designer handbags. Specifically, a Dior handbag, which Oyurdin's son and the son's girlfriend flaunted on social media. And you can guess what happened next. Suspicion grew. People wondered how the son got so wealthy. After all, Oyurdin has often spoken about being from a not-so-wealthy family. So people questioned how his family could afford such luxury. This sparked an anti-corruption investigation and weeks of mass protests.
It is unfair that the Prime Minister's son and his girlfriend possess a lavish lifestyle, while I'm buying my bag from a thrift shop.
This is a lot like what happened in South Korea. Last year, hidden camera footage showed South Korea's First Lady Kim Kyon-hee accepting a $2,200 luxury designer handbag, a Dior handbag. This led to a major controversy dubbed the Dior bag scandal. It caused a political headache for the now ousted president Yoon Suk-yeol. And today, the country has voted for its new president. And now, the curse of the Dior bag scandal has hit Mongolia. While Oyurdin has denied wrongdoing, hundreds of protesters, most of them youngsters, have been taking to the streets for about 2 weeks now. They've gathered in the capital of Ulaanbaatar, in front of the government palace almost daily, and demanded his resignation. So on Tuesday, lawmakers held a confidence vote. It was a secret ballot of the parliament's 126 members, and Oyurdin needed the support of at least 64. But out of the 88 lawmakers who took part, only 44 voted for him. So he has lost the confidence vote and stepped down as Prime Minister. Celebrations have now broken out on the streets. The youth see this as a victory.
The success of this protest came from the unity of the youth and their commitment to keeping the rally peaceful and organized.
I hope to have a new PM who truly values human rights and freedoms. I want a society where our life gets better if we work hard and pay our debts.
After all, the protests were not just about a Dior bag or a luxury car. They were symptomatic of a disconnect between the ruling elite and the common people. For decades now, Mongolia has struggled with corruption. In 2022, protests erupted over a corruption scandal involving the alleged theft of about $13 billion worth of coal. Last year, the United States sought to forfeit 2 apartments in New York bought by former Prime Minister Sukhbatar Batbold. They were allegedly bought using stolen mining funds. Mongolia has seen worsening corruption since Oyurdin came into power. Last year, the country ranked 114 out of 180 countries in terms of government transparency. In recent months, other issues have piled up as well. The cost of living has skyrocketed. Inflation is soaring. Pollution is choking the capital, which is home to half the country's population. And amid this, the Prime Minister's son shows off his lavish lifestyle. It struck a nerve especially for a population that's not just living paycheck to paycheck, but buried under debt.
All right, so Mr. Kenobi, I needed to play this because of a few things that were mentioned. I heard that little girl that was interviewed when she said that it's not fair that the president's son's girlfriend is using a Dior bag and she had to go and buy a Creta to be using. You understand that kind of thing? And then they even said that say last year they also protest. You know why? Say they are according to their transparency rating now 114 out of 180. I said they don't see Nigeria. Have remind us of our transparency rating again. 140 something. Oh, we're very close for the top, from behind. That kind of thing. So this just shows what people can do if they persevere and hold the government
Exactly.
accountable. But can this even happen in any
Yeah,
African
that's the
country?
thing.
That's
That
why
I told you the reason why it hasn't happened because people are so scared. Fear factor.
Why are
They're scared because first and foremost there are few things that they use to hold the people down. And one of those is religion. We say it here all the time, right? I mean, if you tell me that, let me quote J.F. Kennedy, the former American president. He said, if any problem is humanly created, it should have human solution. You cannot tell me that human beings created government, created systems of government, then when there is problem, they will ask you to go and pray. How did you involve God into human affairs? That's the problem. So these things are commonsensical, right? So you bring a democracy that human beings created. Inside it, human beings created problems, you understand, that you need to deal with. Then they're asking you to go and pray. And then you submit yourself to prayers. How do you think these things are going to... Look, it won't work. It will not. The reason why, if prayer solves any problems, right? Nigeria would have been #1 country today. Because if you look at certain streets, in one street, you can have over 8 to 10 churches plus mosque inside it. People are praying. People pray from Monday to Monday.
What are you saying? About 4 of our pastors are even among the top 10 richest pastors.
So what are we talking about? So you can see that 3 sets of people are in bed together against the poor. The pastors or religious people, the politicians, and the traditional rulers. They are all in bed against the poor, putting their knees on the necks of the poor people. And then you use religion to cover them up. See, we have a problem. Until you conquer fear, knowing that this life, we're all in this life to achieve one thing or another. I know that everybody cannot be president, everybody cannot be governors, everybody cannot be anything, that is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody cannot rule at the same time. So if some people have been asked to go and take over or superintend, over the affairs of our lives, do it to people's benefits. It's not asking for too much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Kenobi. Thank you so much. Prince Francis Chilakai, I see you smiling. I know I have to let you guys go. But these calls, you guys should just let my guests go and sleep now. Is enough. Hello, good evening. Sorry. Welcome. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. Can you kindly make it 30 seconds if you can? Because my guests are tired and they need to retire.
Yeah. I just want to make it the video that you just played just now. That is what I want to comment on.
Yes, go ahead quickly, sir. Remind us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Prince Luciomon. I'm calling from United Kingdom.
All right, go ahead, sir.
All right, that video you just played. I heard when your guests were saying that fear. It's not a matter of fear. Please, do you hear that? Do you see any policeman using gun on anybody in that protest?
And na front of their Asorok, then do. That is front of their Asorok. Now they do for 2 weeks.
So we should be careful at the end of the day.
You see that point being careful. He's just talking.
People were protesting person that they are killing or come and save us.
And the army can't help them, they shoot them again. People when they say they kill.
Imagine that you gather in front of Aso Rock. What are they going to do to you? What about those people that died before now? The Kisarowe will die. The Giliti will die. Kudira died. A lot of people died. Who avenged their death today? Nobody. Then how many people have died today? Who avenged their death? Nobody. Then why should we do we still need more people to die? People just demonstrated and nobody shot. Even tear gas. But in
it's the same
Nigeria,
fear
when
that I
you
talk
life
about.
termination, then you tell him that we should come and stay in front of us. Who's going to do that? Nobody.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. So we should know that, at least we should know this. Don't fear. Which fear? They're going to use gun to machine gun to sweep everybody.
Like Lekki toll gates.
Look at Shite. What happened to Shite? Who is calling those people today that died during their protest?
Like NSAS, right?
Not protesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We should say the way it is.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, Mr. Kenobi. All right now. You don't tire. You give up.
No, I can't give up. No, his statement comes back to the same thing. All those people he just mentioned, they are individuals who try to look. What happened in Turkey? Okay, when they tried to oust Tayyip Erdogan, right? And army took over. The people came out within 24 hours. They've killed close to 300, and the more they kill, the more people come out. Then army had to surrender and say, no, we cannot kill all our people. See, dying is not supposed, and I'm talking about when people come out in droves. You know what I'm saying? It's not about one people coming out to come and die. One person comes and then the fear, the way they will kill the person, fear will grip the rest people and then they won't be able to come out. Look, dying, if you're serious in rescuing a country, dying is not a matter to discuss. It's in the mix. The more people die, the more people come out. People must die for people to be rescued. That's what it is. So we're not serious yet. And until then, the country will remain the way it is. Or even worse.
All right. Prince Francis Chilakasa, your pattern shirt.
You just reminded me of Fela's music. People want to go to heaven, nobody wants to die.
Absolutely. But you're telling me they will use
the shameful thing about Nigerian politics and Nigerian rulers is that it's not about people coming out. It's not about people not ready to die. It's about the fact that today in Nigeria, institutions are not working.
At all.
If the institutions are working, the people would air their views. That's why when I talked about the rights of citizenship. What makes you a citizen? Without the citizens, democracy is gone. Democracy is useless. Without the rule of law, we are just like animals. So when you have a country where the rule of law is not obeyed, where the institutions are not working, it's becomes like a banana republic. So nobody wants to come out and die a useless death. So I still think that the first thing Nigerians need to do is to seek for an institution that works. This idea of having EFCC, DSS, ICPC, all these organizations under the purview of Mr. President is not helping this country. Two, when we talk about Peter Obi becoming a president or getting somebody to support him, and everybody say, oh, leave El-Rufai, go for this, go for that. We have always created a problem in this country, the electorate. Everybody is fixated on who becomes the president. Nobody's asking who will be the Senate president. Who are going to be your senators? Who are going to be your honorable members? Who are going to be your governors? So the way we want to have a man of honor and proven integrity as a president, we should also let it filter down. We must have the right people in place, not the kind of Senate we have today. When you call them rubber stamp, they will get offended, but that's what they are. So the Nigerian people need to work, like I keep saying, the hunger, the frustration, the depression, it has not gotten to crescendo. When it gets there, the Nigerian voters will know what to do. We are talking about 2027 now because for me, campaigns have started. But where are Nigerians? Are Nigerians ready, willing to do the right thing? Not in the day of election now. People will start scrambling for 5,000, 10,000, and they will do the normal voting. And then when the result comes out, even those who didn't vote because they have collected money, they'll be in the forefront crying, oh, we don't like this leader, we don't like this leader. That is not what we want. We want Nigerians to be able to come out, to be honest, to be sincere. If they want change, let us start from individuals to say, we are ready and willing to have a government that respects the will of the people, not a government that respects the will of the political class.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Kenny, you have something to say just to wrap it up?
I
Thank
think
you.
I've concluded. Yeah.
You've
So
done your valedictory speech in one. Thank you, sir. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you guys.
you're
You've been
welcome.
amazing. My two white men, not be just white men. My two white men. Thank you so much. You've been amazing. I appreciate you guys. Don't worry. When I grow up, I go buy on a property for Banana Republic.
We don't want.
Did I say Banana Republic?
We don't want.
Banana Island. No, I come out the Republic. I change that to
Don't buy
Island.
me for Jegu. I prefer Jegule.
I go buy for you. I go buy for you when I grow up. On too much. Too much for one woman. Thank you so
All right,
much.
bro.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Nigerians. I love you guys. I see you guys
Have a
on
good weekend, man.
tomorrow evening. Have a great weekend. I see you guys tomorrow
Yes, yeah.
evening, God willing, and I see you guys again on Sunday evening with Prince Francis Chilaka, and then on Monday evening with Professor Odekalo. He'll join me in the evening. Thank you, Mr. Francis Chilaka. I appreciate you big time. Thank you so much. And to all of you, I love you guys. To all our Muslim people, I love you guys. I know I don't get public holiday, so I will see you on again tomorrow. See you on Sunday. See you on Monday. I will continue to see you now. I love you. Protect your mental health because wahala may be finished. I love you. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, everybody.